Hey there, and welcome back. As a designer and software engineer, there's a lot of work that goes into developing products and services that can help a business grow. In this video, I'll be talking about how I work, sources of inspiration, and the power of networking. So even though this is just going to be a snapshot of what I do as a product design engineer, I think the lessons and themes here will be really relevant to any industry that you're working in. That being said, let's begin. Whenever I'm working on a new feature for the platform, I like sketching out with pencil and paper. One of my favorite quotes as a designer is that every design begins with a sketch. I find that this process relaxes me and the solution becomes very obvious because I'm not distracted by the screens and the notifications to numb my mind. Another thing I notice is that I feel less committed to a specific design. I'm more willing to experiment with novel solutions, whereas if I started working with Figma, I would feel that I would need to commit to what I started. Once I'm satisfied with the sketches, I begin creating them in Figma. So now you get an idea of how I went from a roughed out idea on paper to a fully manifested product with precise dimensions, vibrant colors, and thoughtful typography. While I don't start every design this way, pencil paper usually is my starting point. A few days ago, I was thinking about the things that I've done that contributed to my career growth, and one of them has been meeting new people in real life. There was a Meetup for Framer. Basically, this content management system allows you to build websites and publish it quickly and easily. Think of it like WordPress or Wix, but better. One guest gave a talk about his journey from being a college dropout to now running his own design agency and working with a lot of big companies. There's a fireside chat with the design director of HelloFresh. He shared his insights into how he reached his position, how Framer and AI is transforming the industry, and how designers can leverage these tools for success. I spoke to these guest speakers and connected with them after and other attendees because you just don't know where life will take you. I'm not some type of master communicator or extrovert. I just know that opportunities won't appear before me from the comfort of my home. I have to go out there and trust that I'm going to get the answer to what I'm looking for. If you're finding this video helpful, give it a like, subscribe, and share. It'll help me grow this channel and produce more content that you'll enjoy. That being said, let's get back to the review. To be the best, it's important to study what the best people do.
Still to be happy about.
You're up too old.
Job's not finished. Job finished? I don't think so.
Okay.
And for me, that involves reading case studies and listening to podcasts of accomplished designers and engineers. One of the best design agency case studies has to be Smith & Dixon's. I actually enjoy their playfulness and sense of whimsy that they bring into the writing, and when I read how they went from ideation to deliverables, I end up feeling empowered. I like how the designers went out to show how they revamped the user interface, used motion graphics, created posters, and so much more. As I'm going downtown Toronto to network with other technologists, I like listening to podcasts like Dive Club hosted by Michael Rittering. I'm not being paid or sponsored to say this, but if you're a designer, creative, or any technologist who wants to know how to be better, I can't recommend this podcast enough. So let's say you're not even a creative or technologist. If you still want to have a lucrative career, I think it's important to listen to content that will empower you to be the individual you need to be. Scrolling through social media and binge watching a ton of shows can be junk food for the mind, especially if you don't know what you want out of life, and can negatively impact your personal development. It was my relative's birthday during the week, so we celebrated by getting some Turkish food from a nearby restaurant and just seeing how he was doing in school. I'm showing this scene because it humbles me how fast time has gone by. I remember how he was just a baby when I first met him and how he has grown so tall. I say all of this just as a reminder to myself and to you, the audience, to take care of those closest to you. I spend about 10 minutes a day scrolling through Instagram and Dribble to feed my mind with content that will empower me to level up my product design and engineering skills. For example, I follow this artist who creates these paintings, and it's amazing to see her turn a blank canvas into a work of art that evokes emotions. Watching this artist work on this canvas is fulfilling because of the way she blends emotions, negative space, and color theory into such a thought-provoking way. I'm also a fan of Shane Collier's work when it comes to UI web design. I like how he's always experimenting with new visuals, typography, and storytelling. Books are another source of empowerment for me. I ordered this book by Peter Gould, a product designer who worked at companies like Apple, Google, the United Nations, and more. The Islamic concepts woven into this book combined with stunning graphics, typography, practical design, and entrepreneurship solution is what made me say, I need this book as a designer. Once I get this book, I might do a review on it, so leave a comment below if you're interested in seeing that. Another event I was fortunate to attend was a networking event between Nextplay, a company offering an experiential event, and a dedicated recruiting firm for software engineers, as well as Intuit, a business software company that specializes in financial software. I had a great time meeting local technologists from Toronto, and building authentic relationships with professionals who look like me was an amazing experience. Everyone who attended was friendly and enthusiastic, and I actually thrive in events like this. There was even a photo booth to capture the memories of attending, and you get a printout of the photo. The food was so delicious. Hamburger sliders, beef spring rolls, fried plantain, shrimp, and so much more. The event had a local artist, Joseph Kane, showcase some of his work, and he even did a live portrait painting of a fictional woman. Honestly, it was really starting to watch him turn a blank canvas into something that evoked emotion, and I hope one day I can have the same impact on people through my work. As I mentioned before, the career opportunities I've gained in life has been by attending these in-person events, so I recommend you do the same. As a designer, I spent quite a bit of time talking with my team on the features to build out and why. It's important to ensure that when you're collaborating on new and existing products, to be an active listener and to learn how to read between the lines of what the next person is saying. People think that being a designer is about making pretty websites, but it's so much more. To quote my friend Theron, when you hire a UX designer, you're hiring someone who thinks holistically about your product. We consider how it's used, how it solves the problem, and how it drives impact for both the business and for the users. The aesthetics? That's just the final step in a much deeper process. Next time you think about UX design, think strategy first. The visuals are just the cherry on top. Later I go out to take lunch with my friend and just catch up on life, mostly talking about family, relationships, and what we're doing to make the next stages of our lives and our loved ones even better. I attended a local meetup to learn about AI tools developers should use to expedite their workflow and got dinner at Chick-fil-A with the guest speakers after the workshop. Being single in a big city can be a struggle, so attending in-person meetup events is preferable since dating apps can make you feel frustrated. When I'm out in person, it's easier to express myself and also get a sense of people's personality. If anyone has used dating apps, you know how emotionally draining it can be. Even if I didn't connect with any women that night, I still make sure to befriend and network with some of the guys. We talk about work, our shared interests, and more. Going for long walks on the weekends through Toronto is a great way to keep mentally sane after spending so much time in front of the screen. I spent some time doing product film at various locations, so make sure you're subscribed to see when that drops. Along my walk, I saw this unusual sight of a guy windsurfing on a huge vacant lot. It looked very fun, especially since the snow was very high and it's very windy outside. He had the entire area to himself to practice and experiment with the equipment. Leave a comment below if you've ever tried kitesurfing before or you're interested in trying it out. Being a product design engineer is a beautiful blend of creativity, technical expertise, and soft skills. It requires you to show curiosity, collaboration, and systematic thinking. You see, throughout this video, you've seen that I show a lot of time speaking with people in real life, and that's because my successes have always been around talking to people. As the quote goes, it's not what you know, but who you know. I've been blessed in recent years to have the opportunities I have had, but that's because I've made sure to put myself out there. So if you're in a rut in life and struggling, get off your devices or social media, go aside to your social events and really try your best to talk with others and ask for help. People are actually friendlier than you think, and they'll help you get you to where you need to be. If you found this lifestyle video helpful, give it a like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you in the next episode.